on, remember this, loveforlife.com. Do you know that one? Go to it. Have a look at this guy, and in 5 minutes, the judge has walked out the door. Why does the judge walk out and have a recess? Do you know why? I'll just finish off with this really quickly. 3 forms of law in the court. When you go to court and the magistrate, you get UCC. First up, commercial law. They can only fine you here. You can only get a fine. When the judge has a recess, he's not telling you what he's doing. He's changing the form of law. And you can go to prison in canon law. That's the Vatican. That's canon law. It's not common law. It's admiralty law.
Okie dokie.
Admiralty law. This is the second form of law. This is the first one. The third is Talmudic. From the Bible. This gives them the priest to send. This gives them the authority as the priests of Baal to send you to your sentence of death. Here they can send you to jail. That's why he runs their court.
Screw off, I just made galactic law that says that's null and void. You don't establish anything. Talmudic, admiralty, canon, or UCC.
Because he got frustrated with this guy.
That says you can do anything with my
John
fucking
Doe, and he goes,
life and liberty.
Are you John Doe? He says, I'm John. Do you have a family name? He says, oh, I have a family name, but that's not important for today. John will do. I'm here to offer remedy. And the judge got so angry. Sit down! He's basically yelling. He's telling his dukes, his bailiffs, and all his sheriffs and everything to get him and throw him out of the court. And he says, don't do that. You'll be dishonouring a court official because he'd already given his documents to the bailiff. And once those documents are on that bench, that's it. They can dishonour that. And it's very, very dangerous. Anyway, the judge got frustrated and he goes, we're going to have a recess. And the guy says, how long? I haven't got all day. How long are you going to be? And anyway, the judge opens the door and walks out. Just as he walked out, he realised, he says, the judge has jumped ship, because that's what this is, a ship, remember? It's admiralty. It's the law of the high seas. He's in his ship. He's in his boat. So he immediately announced, he said, for the record, the judge has jumped ship, he's abandoned ship. I, as a sovereign in this court, take authority. Case closed, with prejudice. Have a nice day. And just walked out. Okay? This is the power you've got. If they adjourn the case, that's fine. It stays in the same court. That is commission. It's all about commissions.
Okay, so some quick background then, since we're having our first video tutorial, I guess, at our new office that's not quite finished yet for World Freeman Society. Years now. I've never been successfully taken to court against Canada Revenue Agency. Care. Said even if you guys convict me, I don't care. What do I care if you guys convict me? I haven't done anything wrong. Go ahead. Ooh. You know, after the third day, I started talking like that. And you could tell they were starting to do this, and, you know, they didn't know what to do, and they ended up convicting me on all 9 charges and discharging them immediately. And, oh, Mr. Clifford, we're going to discharge everything right away, though. And I'm like, what do I care? I don't care. Well, okay, well, but, so how does a $50 fine sound? I said, it sounds like something I'm not going to pay. I don't care, right? I don't care. I'm done. Are we done now? It's been 3 days. Can I leave now? Right? Never heard about it again, except they tried contacting me several months later and asking where the $50 was. Which, I'm not even going to get into that phone conversation, but I never heard from him ever again after that. So that's some of my background, and ever since then, that was more than a year and a half ago, things have accelerated. We've far surpassed a lot of anybody that we ever did any learning off of. We've had successes in court, we've had successes with, and I got arrested because my plate was expiring at midnight, and they pulled me over for driving with no license when I was about to switch to my next plate anyways. And he got arrested for being my witness, aside from the driver's licenses, and now we've gotten to the point where we're comfortable that when we're teaching people stuff and sending people into court to do stuff, anybody that says that there is this definitive, no, this is what's going on, this is the only solution, this document, when it comes to that. So they're basing their document on its YouTube. Everybody, right? So I don't care who you want to, I've been there, I've done it. I've been arrested more times, right? And God gave us, we don't even want to get into that yet. So God created man. And obviously then we start to develop a society, and we start to develop laws and the whole 9 yards, and we decide that we need to be able to call ourselves something other than just man, because that's all God created. He just created man. Yeah, as soon as we start, every time we start to alter ourselves from what we were created as, we start to alter our rights somewhat, right? So then I come along and I'm like, well, I want everybody to call me my parents said, well, we want to name our son Dean, and he's of the Clifford family, so we're going to call him Dean Clifford. And they file the particulars of a live birth with the government, and the government sends them back this receipt that we call a birth certificate, and it's this name on it. Now, we've all heard the theories on what that is. We know what that is. We know what that is.
He just wrote out his name as per what he was saying, but then he rewrote it in all capital letters. All capital letters.
We know what that is. There's no point even talking about any of that kind of stuff. You can go and you can say, I'm Dean Christopher David of the Clifford family, and blah, 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 blah. They don't care. They don't care, and I'll tell you why. Because this name right here includes that name. This name right here, it's a legal name. It's, people have referred it to all sorts of things. I've heard the name legal fiction. I've heard straw man, trust, Sestake trust, Sestake V trust. I've heard every name there is out there for what this is, and nobody knows what it is. They've heard it from somebody else. Well, I read the definition of Sestake trust and blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, nobody knows what it is. They try making these arguments in court. They try saying to the court, that's a trust. Right? Well, you can't. And there's man's law. And God's argument, but that logic is irrelevant in court.
Yeah, pretty much.
Law is relevant.
I've seen some real faulty
Right?
logic like this.
Yeah, law is relevant in court, and there's only two forms of law, and we know what those forms of law is. There's God's law, and there's man's law. And God's law is the law where we were told what to do, and that's not open to negotiation. Man was all created equal. No man can tell another what to do, which means that any agreement between man is a contract, and that's contract law, and that's the only other form of law. So it's broken down into two, and that is it. So what is this? And what I've come to believe personally, and I know I'm right because it's worked every single time, is this is a presumption of law. Now, most people think that when you say the word straw man, they actually think it's this real legal identity that's defined and has some account file somewhere with the government, and it exists, and it's this one specific little thing that was created, and they can positively identify it. And it's not at all what this is. Presumption of law. They put this name on a document, and it could be anything.
Could be your
And
name.
then from there, they have to get this guy,
Being the actual physical you.
to fit himself into their presumption. And that presumption is that you're bound by one of their statutes. that regulates you, which is a contract.
And you can't be in a valid contract, I've come to understand, whereas I've come to understand, if you're not informed that you are, you were never informed that you were in a contract. You see people, I can't believe they haven't gotten rid of it already. Common law, like, takes the power away like that. And understanding that they are frauding you by not informing you that they're presuming to have rights over you with statutes and laws which are based in maritime admiralty law and contract law, blah blah blah, Talmudic law, fucking suck my dick law, and your birth certificate and the definition of the word person. Well, you know, the definition of the word person in the Black's Law Dictionary describes what I'm talking about. If you've listened thus far, do your own homework. Fuck a dog!